Jimmy Fallon's show is canceled because of his stupidity he did in his past. Because things that you do in the past is always going to come and bite you in the butt in the future and in present time. Right now he's suffering. His show is canceled because he used blackface. He's a white guy. He does a TV. He does a very. He's a multi-millionaire. He's not some bum. He worked hard for his money. He has his own talk show where he invites a lot of celebrities on the show, and they get to talk about their lives and how they're living their life and what they're doing in their life. He did something stupid. He put on blackface. He pretended. Chris Rock is a very eccentric, strange, funny comedian, but very different. He's out there, like from like almost like Pluto. But anyway, he's out of this world. But and 20 years ago, I think we're not 2000, 99, 2000. He put on blackface and he had pretended to be Chris Rock in a little skit, and that stirred up controversy. And now people call him a racist. And I think they put it on Saturday Night Live on a retro back on in the episode of Saturday Night Live, and that made him look bad. I think he also played another character in blackface, a basketball player, where he is a stereotypical black man. He puts in blackface, and that's an insult to African Americans. I don't think he understood that's racist. At the time he was just saying, well, sometimes they force people to. I don't think it was forced. He was making fun of African American stereotypical, especially like stereotyping black men in a negative way. Like Chris Rock is a typical buffoon, goofy black guy. Then he's making fun of another guy, as a black man. He put on blackface, his whole body's in black, and making fun of another black man. So I think what he did was wrong. That because blackface was used back in Jim Crow. Back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, a lot of people would put on blackface. And if you didn't see The Birth of a Nation, The Birth of a Nation is the most racist film ever made. Came out in 1915, and you see a lot of white men put on blackface. They pretend to be black men, and they portray black people as lazy and as inferior to white people. Jimmy Fallon has been suffering because of what he did in his past 20 years ago. Putting on blackface is nasty. What he did was sick. That's not normal. That's making fun of black people. That what he did was disgusting, and a lot of black people have forgiven him. A lot of white people are kind of feel guilty about what black. They feel sorry for white people, black people, because we're going through a lot right now. Now we got to do with racism. We're dealing with George Floyd, who just got killed. Now we're dealing with riots because of George Floyd. It's like, and now we're dealing with Jimmy Fallon and something he put on blackface in the 90s, 2000s, which really wasn't that long ago. It's been horrible. This world is getting crazier. This has been the craziest year. 2010, 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 was normal. This year is nasty year, because now the virus, and now people doing riots, over a black guy who got killed. George Floyd died over nothing. It's just horrible. But his family has won about 2 million. But Jimmy Fallon has been the white guilt. He's doing some of that white. Yeah, he feels guilty. He has that white guilt now. We call it the white guilt. Now he's inviting a lot of black people on this. He's doing this little at home Jimmy Fallon at home show. And he's inviting a lot of African Americans on this show, to talk about George, to get, so he can learn more about racism and how not to be racist, and how to respect people and not make fun of other races of people. But he's been inviting a lot of African Americans on this show, which is even more racist. He's just digging himself into more trouble, and I think he's doing a lot of crime right now because he's facing a lot of heat from people call him racist when he's not a racist. I think he's just gullible. He tries to make people laugh. Sometimes he just does things that makes that he doesn't think about things when he does it. He just does it. He's one of those people. But I mean, Jimmy Fallon's an okay. He's a funny guy, but hey, Mr. J here, peace.